I'm happy to welcome you to the Organ House Concert and Seminar Series at the Mountaintop University. For some of the people or some of us who are joining us for the first time, the Organ House Concert and Seminar Series is a space for engagement, for music exploration, and discourse around artistic praxis across different genres: piano, composition, jazz, African pop music, African indigenous music, and as well as forms of experimentation that put music into the spotlight, as well as document music cultures across Nigeria, as well as Africa and African diaspora. So I am highly honored today and so excited to have among us, I'm sure you know the person I'm talking about, one of the greatest, I can say. That is not a cliche. I say that consciously because I know what I'm talking about. I am so honored and happy today to have Maria Asseeva. In Nigeria, we call her Chief Maria, but today I'm going to call her Maria Asseeva throughout for the sake of this conversation. But each time I say that, know that in my mind, I have the shift going on because the shift is very, very important. For some of us, we understand when we say Shiv Maria Asseeva. But for today's conversation, I am going to stick to Maria Asseeva, or I can say Maestro Maria Asseeva. Yes. So you are all welcome today. I'm so happy to have everyone here. And I'm very sure some of us are still going to join in the process. But what is important today is that Maria is here. Yeah. So, of course, Maria is not an unknown phenomenon in the Nigerian classical music contest. Yeah, Maria is not an unknown phenomenon. But for some of us joining us for the first time, or perhaps who came into the piano world, into the Nigerian piano world or Nigerian classical music ecosystem in the recent years, who have not met Maria in person or virtually, I would like to just introduce Maria a bit, and I'll also hand over to her to introduce herself, then we'll start the conversation. So Maria Asseeva, as we call her, as she's popularly known, is not only renowned, as a concert pianist, but also known for her effective pedagogy that has transformed generations of Nigerian pianists and classical musicians, contributing a distinct set of values to Nigerian's classical music histories. Over the past 30 years, Nigeria has witnessed a growing classical music ecosystem, including communities of pianists and pedagogues, teachers, singers, conductors, and composers who have been inspired by an important figure like Maria Asseeva. In this session today, we are so honored and we are happy to welcome Maria to this platform. Um, Maria, it's so nice to have you today. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So in a short moment, I'm going to enter into a conversation with Maria, and we are going to discuss some important things that all of us needs to know, that some of us know so well, both about Maria and Maria's journey within the Nigerian classical music and piano ecosystem. I can see many people already on this platform who shared parts with many of us with Maria. Many of them are direct students of Maria, and many of them has worked with Maria in one way or the other. And I can say I am so privileged to be part of those who has passed through Maria. So it is indeed a huge honor, to have Maria here today. So, Maria, do you want to say hello to everyone online, to our friends, our colleagues, your students, and the Nigerian community?
Yes, of course. I like to greet everybody, and I'm happy that I'm together with you today. It's for me huge event because I'm for the first time in my life have a Zoom.
Thank you so much, Maria. So today's plan, we are going to have a conversation with Maria. we are going to go through a quite a few topics, touch on it, a few topics, and also after that we are going to open the platform for our friends who are online to also ask a few questions. Perhaps they want to follow up on initial you know questions or ideas that we have touched upon. But right now, I am so excited. I want to engage Maria. We want to enter into the conversation, and let's see what this means for us today and where this is taking us to today. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So the first one, Maria, Maria, you spent years teaching and mentoring pianists while also
Mhm.
shaping and influencing the classical music scene in Nigeria. And what attracts you to Nigeria, and what inspired you to dedicate your time and build such a lasting influence and legacy in Nigeria?
Our life always have a lot of curiosities. I came to Nigeria absolutely by chance. It was planned not by me. I came from Minister Fandafe, and first 2 years I worked for Russian embassy. After I have been invited by Muzon to sign a contract, because during the years in embassy I had several performances in on Muzon stage, and my private students from Russian embassy had performances. And Muzon already understood how I am not only pianist and how I am a teacher. But what I was surprised when when I had started my work in Nigeria, this not only when I had started to work, when I just came, former Russian ambassador Lev Parshin, he said to me, Maria, don't think that you came to Nigeria and Nigeria is very far from cultural activities. No, you have to be very careful perform in front of Nigerians. Here, a lot of very high level educated people who knows very well music, who is traveling around the world, and who is attending a lot of important events everywhere in the United States, in Europe, in Canada, and you have to be very well prepared always for performance on Mozon, because you will be surprised how very well educated Nigerian audience. When I had started to work in Nigeria, I have been surprised even more than informed me Russian ambassador, because in Nigeria, very important music activities is carrying Nigerian churches. And for instance, when I perform in Nigeria very difficult programs, I had tried to introduce Nigerian audience with unknown for them music, and was always worried how it will be for a Nigerian audience. It will be not so difficult. No, it was always okay. Everything has been understandable. Even my former driver from Muzon, Musical Society of Nigeria, he so well understood music. Because for instance, for Easter, he sang sometimes Haydn, sometimes Handel, sometimes Bach, Christmas songs, and I have been shocked how well educated and prepared Nigerian audience. And a lot of important Nigerian authorities, they studied in universities in England, in United States, where very seriously study music. And this always obliged me to practice a lot and be very well prepared for performances, because responsibility to perform in front of a very well prepared audience, it's very serious responsibility. And I understood that audience in Nigeria sometimes even more well prepared than provincial audience in Russia.
Wow.
Now I know it very well prepared. This is first. Second, when I had started to work, I have been surprised how fast are learning all my Nigerian students everything and all instructions. They are learning very fast, and they have learned not only children, no big adults too. When I had started to work with Nigerian full-time diploma students, very often came to me just start students who just started, like what for instance Andrew
Yeah.
Obama was spoken, just started to study 1 or 1.5 years before. In 1 year they could already play program last grade of Russian colleges, so
No.
fast. Nobody could develop in Russia. In Russia we have some students very skilled even when they're children, but there are some. It's exceptionals. It's not a rule. In Nigeria, I have met a lot of like this, not
Mm.
exceptionals. They settle very fast. If something wrong was with the hands, I could correct very fast because they're learning very fast how to manage with the body.
Mm.
Everybody had perfect music ears and sense of rhythm. Absolutely astonished. And I was, of course, very much affectionated. And
Mm.
what is very much affectionated me also too was this, all my Nigerian students, they regularly came for my performances. If
Mm.
I just perform, everybody came. Everybody were anxious to listen, as this is very much help to learn and to study and to perform after for students. Because I always repeat for everybody, everywhere, if teacher is not concert music pianist, if teacher is not concert musician, he cannot teach.
Wow.
Because yes, because only if I can play, I can understand what something wrong and why difficult to play for my student. I can arrange fingers. I can arrange correct movements. I
Yes.
can drop away wrong movements to
Mm.
show useful movements. If
Yeah.
I am not a pianist, if concert pianist, I just skilled teacher, it's not possible. You
Mm.
understood? I
Yeah.
am becoming limited. And what it means limited? If I am limited myself, I cannot be unlimited with a repertoire of my students.
Mm.
But I always try to give most difficult music for them. Because when you give something very hard, higher than a level of students, you give for them challenge. From one side it's a huge challenge, from another side it's great satisfaction if it will succeed and will have success with performances. And not only satisfaction, it will immediately big jump forward with development of piano, you know,
Mm.
uh, uh, because many of them came to me already big. I had to arrange program and teaching in the way much faster and more active and make it with them much more in short time and prepared them in short time to continue to go into continuous way.
Wow.
This is and my by chance came to Nigeria, became so many years staying
Wow.
in a very fruitful job, very fruitful job. Except this, I could find interesting work for myself as a concert pianist. I perform Nigerian music.
Yeah.
First I had asked Ayobankole Jr. to give for me some music of his father compositions. And he gave it to me Sonata of Patience after something else. When he understood that I can perform music of his father very well, he gave it to me unpublished music of
Mm.
his father. And during my stay in Nigeria, I could record it in Italy, CD, full
Yeah.
compositions, fill it with full music of Ayo
Yeah.
Senior, his father, yes. And it was first CD in the world completely filled by African music,
Wow.
by Nigerian music. You know,
Wow.
nobody never recorded. When I recorded this CD, I had recorded in a concert hall studio in Sacili Pordenone on Gran Piano Fazioli. And Mr. Fazioli, Signor Fazioli, Engineer Fazioli himself, came to me, listened to me when I prepared, because I always recorded like concert performance. I never recorded with music score, page by page, complete, one piece, another piece. And he said to me, Maria, I'm absolutely shocked. I could not imagine that in Nigeria, so many years ago, somebody composed great music, astonished music. It's perfect that you are recording. He was very, very surprised. When I performed Sonata of Passion in Italy at festival, I have got stonation and more applause young generations, young Italians. They stood up and they cried and applauded a lot. I
Yeah.
could not expect such great success of African Nigerian composer. You
Wow.
know, I knew that it's great music, but they did not know. And this I always push, move on, but unfortunately unsuccessful to expose me, to expose me with my students around Nigeria, not around Nigeria, around African countries, in Europe, in England, to demonstrate for everybody and how is huge, success can be. But nothing. Even once only, they have done such kind of concert festival. It was not regular festival, some kind of concert music of Nigerian composers.
Hmm. Yeah.
They came like for seminar some Nigerian composers from Port Harcourt, from Ibadan University, from Abuja, from Nigerian cities,
Yeah.
states, and they played perfect music. But unfortunately, this event was a single. It did not become a system. you know we could be make some kind of platform to promote Nigerian music everywhere, not only in Nigeria, everywhere. This is
Wow.
very important,
Yes.
very important. For instance, great promoter of Nigerian and African music was Muzon Choir, Mr. Nwakedi, and he performed not only in Muzon this music, cantatas, oratorios of Ayobankole. He performed this in his church with his choir, and
Hmm.
it was very, very interesting. I liked very much, very much. And this inspired me a lot. With each year of stay, I always, each season, each school year, I open something more for myself, something more for myself. I always try to play some new music to introduce Nigerians with this music, what they never heard. Russian music, European music, but in the same time, I always try to introduce them with Nigerian music. For instance, I have played several compositions of Fela Shuvande, what I have done myself, transcription, organ
Wow.
music, because Fela Shuvande wrote for organ. He did
Yeah.
not write for piano. One song, he has done transcription himself. All another, Kamura, something else, everything has been for organ. And I adopted this music for piano, and Mr. Banjo once after festival, he said to me, you know, Maria, your adoption and performance of Kamura, I like for on piano even more than on organ.
Hmm.
You know, this is
Yeah.
very important. Why? Because organ is very solemn instrument, very solemn, but not so much sensitive and emotional like piano. You know, piano can give for audience much more emotions, much more. Organ is not so, you know, because organ less coloristical instrument than piano. Piano can imitate everything. Piano can imitate sound of orchestra, sound of life, sound of voice of singer. This is important. And this exactly what I have met in Nigeria and what surprised me in Nigeria, you know, very
Wow.
much.
So if I
And
can,
with,
yeah,
yes,
sorry to interrupt you. So, did you say you started with Muson in 1995 or 1996?
I came to Nigeria in 1996, but
Okay.
for 2 years I worked in Russian embassy. With Muzon, I had started 1998.
Wow.
I remember 9 of September 1998 was my first day in Muzon Music School.
Wow. Thank you. So okay, this is quite interesting today. Thanks so much, Maria. We are going to continue. This is quite fascinating. So let me ask you the second question, perhaps to build up on what you have just explained so beautifully. Um, I think you have mentored many pianists, classical musicians, and educators, including, let me mention them, the likes of Bolaji Omotayo, Shola Supi, we call him Supi, Korede Omokweloye, Wande Awonuga, Tosin Ajayi, and many others.
Tobia Tekai,
Tobi
Ayolanabo,
Otekai, yes,
Nonsa, Nonsa
non
Bizui, you know.
exactly. Yes, exactly. And so many that we can't even, mention right now. So what is unique about teaching piano and performing classical music in Nigeria for you?
What is unique for me in Nigeria, I have told you. First of all, these Nigerians, they're able to learn in short time very difficult music. In
Hmm.
1 year, if they're not lazy, of course, if they're working, in 1 year, they can create what Russian students can do it during the 3.
Wow.
You understood? Not in terms of amount of music, in terms of difficult songs and progress. Progress can be 1 to 3. Has been very shocked me and very interesting. You know, when teacher understand, then in short time he can make from student who is like a raw, something raw, not well prepared food, makes in short time
Yeah.
well prepared pianist.
Yeah.
It's of course very interesting.
Wow.
It's very interesting. And
Wow.
this I have been surprised because but this, I was surprised not only in terms of students. From the beginning, I had some children. I taught some children, very good children, very talented. I not regularly took children, but sometimes I took very talented children, because, for instance, Muzon Music School, they have not done this. But what Nigerians can make, they make not maybe school, I may make some to open some music classes for most talented children and make it selection and competition,
Hmm.
exams, not who came and we took all. No, make it exams for talented, especially talented children, that
Hmm.
they could be study music very seriously. and make it music as a profession.
Wow.
Because I had very talented children, and music helped for them. Some of them could enter in United Kingdom to very, very high level schools, not to music schools, are some boarding schools, very, very high levels boarding schools, and they can be accepted because they've played very well piano. As this school like to participate competition of Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip,
Wow.
and this exactly, they have been accepted not because they very well knew math, English, chemistry, physics. No, because very well piano. You understood?
Yeah.
And this is very important. Not, for instance, I have been once, Mr. Banefa had asked me, Maria, I had some student I know, he is a lawyer. He likes to perform at the concert. Can you prepare him and help him to be ready, to prepare him for concrete performance? Came to me, young
Young.
man. Yeah, he was not a child. He was already something around 19, something like 18 years. He was a student. His name was, for sure you know him, Uga Ugoji. I'm a Uga Ugoji. I said, okay. Very serious, as a future lawyer, tie, very well dressed. And he said to play. My God, he had started to play by list, etude, concert, study, un sospiro. I was shocked. Is a lawyer? Is this a lawyer who is playing so well? Of course, I had a lot what I could be say, but then more talented student, then more you have to say to him, then more instructions come up from teacher. And I prepared him, he performed very well, very well. Next year, he came to me and he said, Maria, I like perform again in Muzon, and I like perform Campanella of Liszt. Can you imagine? Maria myself never played Campanella. It's a very difficult study. I always try to, no, I have played very difficult studies of Liszt, but some of them I prefer to avoid because of not so comfortable for me. And Campanella, it's like this. And I said, okay, if you like, try it. And he came to me already by memory text again, very well prepared. And we start just polish it. I showed for him what is make here, what is how is easy to play octaves, and concert performance was, a real big Russian level. It's like competition international, not like Nigerian student of law who studied law. I has like real pianist. He has natural, very good abilities, very good hands, and just little bit help to him, and he is playing very well. In Russia, believe me, in all country, you will never find even half lawyer, half, not full, who could be play like this. And this, of course, I have been very affectionated, and this it it gave me a lot of satisfaction, such kind of work. What only minus that Muzon never could organize for me very high level instruments. What is very important for job of any kind of musician, to have in the hands very good instrument.
Yeah.
You understand it
Yeah.
because you play piano yourself.
Mm.
If you have very good instrument, you can expose yourself fully.
Yeah.
You can do what you like. What do you like with instrument? Each your emotion you can bring up because instrument will help you.
Yes.
If instrument not so good, it's very difficult. For me, it was especially very traumatic way. Why? Because now what I resume my career in Russia,
Mm.
because I have been for many years in Nigeria, Russians forgot me. And many Russians, they even did not know how I am a pianist, how is my level. And now they're absolutely shocked, not only how is my level in terms of technique, are they absolutely shocked how is my sound. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
Nigerians could listen this for many years, as they did not know. And everybody now, when I'm playing, they're comparing me with the best Russian pianist. And this comparing always not towards their side. It's always towards my side. Why, Maria, how is your sound? How you're playing? They don't talking about my technique. I always, how is about technique? Do you think that technique is perfect? We don't care. Everybody play with technique, but sound is astonished sound. But why they can understand this? Because I'm performing on the good instruments,
Mm.
very well tuned and good instrument. What this whole what I had sent to you photo picture with white
Yes.
grand piano, very good piano, very good, and I am very satisfied about this instrument. But when I came to Nigeria, Basendorfer was quite okay, and I could expose myself. When I left, it's already what not so, but still was possible. But in my class, I had Yamaha, what was not so good.
Yeah.
Mr. Chinva hardly tried to bring up, to maintain, but instrument was not so good. And only one. For professor of piano, need two instruments in the class.
Yeah.
First of all, I have been limited because I could give a lot of piano concertos for my students.
Mhm.
I cannot do it this. I could not do it this because I had no second piano. If I gave, we had always to find possibility where we will practice. In Later on, they had organized annex, you know, first
Yeah.
ground floor. In annex, they had two pianos. But annex was always busy with lectures, with master classes, and I had to push students to remain very late. It's not always easy for students. Life in Nigeria not so easy
Mm.
for people. And this too is need to calculate. What this is important. Good instrument, because good instrument gives possibility to learn a lot of with a sound. Because my students, all of them have played with good sound. Karidi plays with very good sound. But
Yeah.
anyway, could be even better if good instrument. I could be show much more,
Mm.
much
Wow.
more.
Wow.
Instrument is very important,
Wow.
and
Okay.
this gives a lot of satisfaction.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Okay, next student, next
Thank
question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maria. Okay, I think just want to build on what you just said now, and I really appreciate the fact that you also tell us the difference between technicalities and sound. Before the
Yes,
next question, yeah. So how do you gauge,
I
or
can say, wait a moment, otherwise I will forget. My hands tune for me, first teacher, she was a student of greatest Russian pianist, Anna Yesipova. She was a student of Lishetitsky who studied under the Ferenc Liszt. Can you imagine? This is a school of Ferenc Liszt. And this Anna Yesipova always repeat that good sound is a basis for technique. If
Oh.
pianist has no good sound, one day his technique will run away from him because he will get professional sicknesses.
Mm.
You understood? Only good sound will develop technique in a right, correct way, and this pianist will play till time that he is alive.
Mm.
You
But
understood?
how
If
do
sound
pianists?
is not good, just running, finish. One day started sickness here, and he will stop to play.
Okay,
Good
how difficult?
sound is the basis because this is gives you can with good sound you have to use all your arms. You
Yeah.
understood? As this exactly possibility not to spoil muscles of hands will work all your arms.
Okay, so you're saying to get good sound, I remember clearly most of those lessons with you, you were always emphasizing from your back, from your arms, waist.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
remember those lessons.
From the
Yeah.
feet, take power from the floor. This is exactly. This is a school what I have got from my first teacher.
Wow. Okay. I'm sure pianists, we can hear that. It's not about technicalities, it's about sound. Okay, we'll get back
Yes.
to that. Yes, let me move to the.
Technique will come with a good sound because your arms will be training in right way. And with this way will come technique because with good sound, your muscles, they're relaxed. You understood? With relaxed muscles, you can develop your technique in unlimited way. With rigid, stiff muscles, one day you will get professional sicknesses and you will be limited.
Hmm.
You, this
Wow.
is exactly.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. For some of us joining us for the first time, this is the Organ House Concert and Seminar Series at Mountaintop University. Shortly as we progress, I will share the link to our page where you can also view later this particular conversation with Maria, just to follow us and also to know some of the things we are doing and the things we have done in the past. But let's continue. So Maria, what were some of the key moments, I mean, successes or challenges that defined your work in Nigeria's piano and classical music ecosystem? What were the key moments? What were the challenges? And what were the moment where, you felt
But
you are
you
successful or
know,
challenged?
challenges I had a lot. When I had not so good piano, when Mr. Chinva could not come or he was somewhere, could not, in terms of instruments, in terms of sometimes not so well organized, but most key moments, I had always to practice. This everybody who plays piano, students, they have to understand if they not practice, they will not develop. In this case, not challenges, everything will be closed for them. You understood? I'm already skilled pianist. I can miss 2, 3 weeks, 1, even 2 months, and I can come back to instrument and very fast will restore my level. Why? Because I know how is to operate with my body. I tried not to do it this, of course. I tried to practice because otherwise, me too. I have some sicknesses of right hand muscles, but not from playing. Many years ago, I have talked just cold, from
Yes.
this. Not from it's not professional. In this case, I with profession I can always overcome. But students they do not know how to use body very well. In this case, they have always to practice. And what key moments for me was always to push them to organize time to practice. For this, next time, next step of key moments, to find music what could be so attractive for them, push them to practice. And this I always maintaining in two ways. I'm not, teacher as a dictator. I always offer something from my side what I suspected for now need to develop, you know, to develop hands, to develop memory, to develop as a musician mentality, musical mentality. From another side, I always ask students, what do you like to play? When it's small kids, I have played for them different music and allowed them to choose. Do you like this, or do you like this, or do you like this? Because I knew choice is very important. I tried always inside the frame of necessaries to choose something what will be for them interesting. In this case, they will practice and like to practice. Like when you eat tasty food, your appetite come with this up with this food. The same appetite towards practice comes with the music. If music is attractive for student, he will practice. If it's boring, he will not practice. And
Yeah.
this very often makes me key moments very annoyed. ABRSM books, because it's Amazon books. What this only 4 pieces or only 5 pieces and choose from this. In Russia, we have in different way. We have program, list of polyphonies for this grade, the list of studies for this grade, list of sonatas, list of songs, and from this huge list amount of music, we can choose what student like. You understood?
Yeah.
Because student must be if he likes to be,
Hmm.
to
Wow.
have, if teacher likes to maintain his interest, you have to calculate about his will, what he likes to practice. And this is a very important key moment. Second key moment always was for me to practice a lot myself, to organize my performances, and to attract and to take with me to perform my students. Plus, I always tried each year we had class concert when all my class performed on Muzon in Egypt Hall. All students, small, big, everybody together. Why? Because I always, music, it's some kind of arts. It's like artist who is painting pictures and nobody can see these pictures. you
Hmm.
know and the same music, if you are practicing, if you are playing, you like to expose yourself from the beginning, maybe in front of your family, in front of your friends. Later on, it's already too small stage for you, need bigger challenge. And I always had tried to organize for them performances. Except this, I always push them, if you are able to perform elsewhere, organize for yourself performances. Just before performances, come to me and play that I could be correct your mistakes and bring you up. Not to spoil your name and not to spoil my name. Be always with level. You understood?
Yes,
What
definitely.
this is for me were very important key moments to
Hmm.
perform together myself and together with my students, to bring them together with me, because it's very much discipline them. When teachers are playing, they try to play better. you
Yeah.
know
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll say, when he will finish sentences, we like to listen soon as soon, Maria. No, nobody said like this because they had interest to listen my students too. You
Mm.
understood?
Yeah.
And this was very important and very interesting for me. And this, I could do it very often in Nigeria. Very often. My students have been enough skilled that they were able even to replace, sometimes to replace me for concerts.
Wow.
This what I had tried to do it.
Hmm. Wow. Thank you so much, Maria. Again, for some of you or some of us join us for the first time, this is Organau's concert and seminar series. And today we are engaging in conversation the one and only Maria Asseeva. Before the beginning of this conversation, I mentioned that we call Maria Chief Maria Asseeva. For many of us, we know what this means. For those who understand, who belong to that, we know. But I said, today, for the context of this conversation, I'm going to hold on to Maria Asseeva. I'm sure you understand. Yeah, but most importantly, we are so excited. I am very happy because it is a huge opportunity and privilege for me, for somebody like me as a pianist, going through somewhere like this many years ago. And even today, I still have those, reservoir inside of me. The moment of pedal, soft pedal, exchange pedal, a straight pedal, half pedal. Some of you will understand. If you don't belong, you won't understand what that means. Chest out,
Yes,
chest up.
what for this, Oladele, very important to have very good instrument. For
Yeah.
instance, half pedal, free island of pedal, I could easily to explain with Basendorfer. With Yamaha already not so, but anyway. But to teach pianist need only with grand piano because upright piano even very good. I have very good upright piano at home, very good concert grand. But pedal of upright piano is a very, very limited in compare with real grand piano. You
Mm.
understood?
Yeah.
But because I know how is to operate, I can settle very fast with real big grand piano. But students, if they do not know, they never played grand piano, how they will understand what it means full pedal, half pedal, free island, walking island. They will not able to understand it.
Uh-huh.
I always repeat for my students. My professor in conservatory, Sergei Dorensky, he always said to me, when I came to him, I have played with good pedal, cleaner, later pedal, straight pedal,
Mm.
everything is okay. But he said, listen to me, and he said, it's cleaner, it's very well, but very boring. I said, what it means? He said, Maria, on the piano, pianists have to play not only by hand, but he has to play by feet.
Yeah.
Not because pedal of piano is a very, very important instrument too. And
Mm.
he showed for me a lot of secrets how to use pedal. One pedal, it's for Chopin, and immediately instrument gives sound of Chopin. But if you will play with the same pedal music of Ferenc Liszt, grand piano will not have sound of music of Ferenc Liszt. It will be music like music of Liszt, a sound is a Chopin. What it means? I do not know. Chopin did not write this music. You understood? Sound
Mm.
supposed to be has connection with the pedal. And this was phenomena. I showed for Nonsa Bizue. I gave it to him two preludes of Debussy, and he has played one of them, second cathedral, on the concert, on the class concert in Mouzon, evening concert. And French community, they have been shocked. Some of journalists from French community, his brother, very famous, he was very famous pianist. You are
Hmm.
disappeared.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Ah, you are here. Ah, because I don't see you on the screen.
Yeah, you see me right.
And his brother said, and he
Yeah.
said to me, Maria, such kind of French Debussy, I'm very seldom can listen even in France. How this Nigerian boy could play to me so French Debussy? I said, because we are worked hard and I showed for him pedal, how to use pedal for music of Debussy. And he could do it very well.
Hmm.
This is exactly. Depend good student with good teacher joined each other and the result came up perfect. You understood?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I understand.
Yes.
Okay,
This
Amber.
exactly.
Yeah, so let's move to the next one. Thanks so much, Maria. So the next question I have here, I'm probably going to just let's talk about it briefly. Then the most important one is the one I'm going to ask after this one. So for this one, um, do you have okay, let I was trying to leave that one alone, but let me still ask because you
You are
it's been a while.
disappeared from my screen.
Yes,
Ah,
I'm
now
back.
I see you. Now I see you. Perfect. Because I decided that I touch something and spoiled.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maria. Okay. So, but I think let's just move to the next one. You know, what do you have plans to return to Nigeria, particularly to continue mentoring young pianists and classical musicians?
No, look, Ayorinde, I cannot plan to return to Nigeria because Nigeria is not my garden house. It's another country. It must be planned from Nigerian side. You know,
Hmm,
for now, I have no any serious offer. When will come offer, together with me, we can make it plan. You
hmm,
understood? Without this, I cannot plan anything. How
hmm.
I can plan if I do not know? I will plan what after nothing, you know,
Yeah.
because of course for me should be very interesting to come back to see what is going on, how
Yeah.
is a student. I'm not questioned you, do you have talented students or not? I am sure that you have material.
Hmm,
For us, material is a talented student. I am
yeah.
sure Nigeria did not uh, did not become poor by talents. I am 100% sure. You know,
Hmm,
it's a lot of musical talented, naturally talented. It's no question for that.
hmm,
But how it's equipments, because piano study needs to have based materials, need to have grand pianos, need to have location for students, need to have for them conditions to perform, to practice. What we spoken with you,
hmm,
supposed to be some kind of philharmonical, this
hmm.
what I always tempted Muzon, some kind of organization. It can be not so big, but
Yeah.
from the beginning expose to give possibility for teacher, for me, for my students. My professor, for instance, he was first who in conservatory had started to travel with his students around the country. And after him, another professors had started to make it the same. It's very interesting for audience. Today they come to listen recital of professor. Tomorrow they come to listen recital of students of this professor. You understood? It's
Yeah.
already some kind of festival. And for students to practice and not to have possibility to go to expose themselves, only to perform in some local place in audience of university. It's not interesting. First around the Nigeria, after around the West Africa, after around the all Africa. I am sure you have now many people like you are, who is ambitious, new generations, who knows equipments, who knows gadgets, who knows how is to deal and to
Yeah.
organize, and who understand by far better than people of all generations
Yeah.
that this business must be moved by professional people with the support and money of business people. You
Wow.
know, when I have organized festival, Chopin Festival in 2010, and Total gave it to me money, they gave it to me many, big money. I have paid, they have paid me very well. I have paid for my conductor, Tosin, singer, you know,
Yeah.
Naomi, by far more than Muzon have paid for them. But what most important, after I have got from Total, from manager who is a charging department of connection with media, he wrote, Maria, we have been so proud. We had sent report about this festival to president of company to Paris, and he understood that for the first time, what Total gave it money for Muzon, we had got event, musical event, Nigerian. You are only one have been white woman, expatriates. All another have been Africans. They are Africans. And of an event of international level. Up international. You understood?
Yes.
This is for them important. They can give big money, big companies, big business people. They don't like to give money for nothing. They prefer to give big money, but to be sure this money will be worked in very ambitious, high level way.
Wow.
You understood?
Yes, definitely.
As this ambitious high level way can organize only professional people like you are, like me, like Karidi, not like Muzon people who is sitting in the office and makes business. Don't
Wow.
smile. Don't smile. This is the reason why gradually they have lost all big sponsorship. Why Shell? Before, when I left Nigeria, Shell already, management of Shell said, we have lost interest about Muzon. You
Mm.
understood?
Yeah.
Because they agreed to give big money, but in this case, give for us big event.
Mm.
Big event.
Mm.
Caridia Mapiloe, perfect. Give for him recital. You know, I have played very well Concerto of Beethoven number 2. And before my performance in Italy, I had asked Caridi to make it with me performance with Nigerian Muzon Orchestra. It's like huge, up, you know,
Yes.
huge rehearsal for me, you know,
Yeah.
approbation of this program.
Okay.
And we had start with him. He had started to learn. I gave it to him partiture. We practice it. We already rehearsed 2 times with orchestra. He conducted by far better than Mr. Akhang. Nothing compare. Why? Because he is a pianist, not only able conducted. And you know what I have got from Muzon? Mr. Akinsan said, no, Maria, we cannot do it this. We will be conducted. How you cannot do it this? He is a Nigerian. This is a musical of Society of Nigeria. You have first of all brought me for what? To educate and to promote Nigerians, not Ghanaian conductor. You understood? I am not against Ghanaian conductor, but
Mm.
I was in Nigeria to teach Nigerians and to help for Nigerians to raise up. And Karidi, of course, was upset. I was upset because I could have high level event. I
Yeah.
instead this was nothing.
Wow. Wow.
This is
Thank you.
reality. This is
Yeah.
reality because business people, they're managing instead musicians.
Hmm. I think that's a great lesson for many of us who are part of this conversation today. We also need to know or move into the business side so we can manage art. It is good to play piano. It is good to be a good artist. But what Maria is saying is that perhaps in a place like Nigeria, we also need musicians, art people to manage the art so we can sustain the art landscape, music, piano, reciters, so we can, sponsor and provide visibility and help the industry grow. So thanks so much, Maria. Let's go to the,
Yes,
okay, want to say something?
I have interest to come back, but you have another question. Only to have one pianist, it's not enough. Need somebody who could be play with me chamber music, for instance, like Miss Karen Patterson, or some high level violinist. Why I always anxious to play with Karen Patterson, and I am dreaming to play with her not only in Nigeria, everywhere. Maybe God will give for me possibility to do it, because a lot of till now, a lot of racism and Nazis in the world. You know
Hmm.
this.
Yeah.
And wait, and when, if black American woman comes to the stage with white Russian woman, it's some kind of political matter. You understood? I am sorry. I'm somebody, my daughter-in-law has called me. I will call
No
her back
problem. It's
later.
fine. No problem. It's
This
fine.
some kind of political moment because you have to understand, Oladele,
Yes.
music is an international language. What is understandable everywhere for everybody. Are you agree?
Yes, definitely.
And this can be used even as a like political matter.
Yeah, definitely.
And this, if you are using as a political matter, it's in fact will walk back to you,
Hmm.
walk out and bring back for you a lot of profit.
Hmm. Wow.
This is matter, but this
Okay.
is a big question. And if you have high level something serious, I'm sure Nigerian government too will get interest. because
Definitely.
Muzon, because Muzon, I remember Muzon decided to organize Festival of Fela Shuvande in Abuja.
Hmm.
And they said to advisor of President Obasanjo, we will bring grand piano, no problems, everything we will organize. Because he said, in my office, no grand piano. Are you going to bring Maria? He just before 1.5 years before this has heard me at Commonwealth Summit for I performed for the Queen. And he even came to me and said, Maria, you are playing with this lady Sonata of Beethoven, what I have played when I graduated in Oxford University. I said, oh, your presidente, how is very well. And when event came, Festival of Fela Shuvande, they did not bring grand piano. And President Obasanjo invited a lot of invited many important persons, business, Nigerian business, diplomatic corps, ministers, and no Maria Asseeva because no grand piano. He has attended only first half. I will tell you why I know this. From whom I will later tell you. And second half, he has gone. And he said, why you did not tell me that you need grand piano? We could be by very fast. because I invited everybody to listen Muzon with Maria Asseeva, who just performed for the Queen not long time before, and no Maria. And he said, no connection with Muzon anymore. And I have heard this when I attended dinner after my performance at Italian festival. Next to me at the table sat private advisor of Mr. Abbas, President Obasanjo. And he absolutely clearly passed to me all this history, what happened. You understood?
Yeah.
And he said, Maria, you are here for many years. Nothing Muzon requested from government, from president for for Muzon. All these people they came to us for private business reasons. Nobody never said to do it something, never said to do it something for Muzon, for music, for culture. You understood? And I
Hmm.
am sure that if Nigerian government will see that group of ambitious young Nigerian musicians, they're anxious to do something serious, they will get interest. I believe so.
Okay. Thanks so much, Maria. Let's have the last question. Before the last question, I also want to quickly, as mentioned earlier, uh, to orientate or invite some of us who are joining us for the first time. Welcome to the Organ House Concert and Seminar Series. This is a free space for conversation, for music experimentation, for concerts, for
Mhm.
any forms of engagement that uplift, the the human being, the humanity, and the society. Let's put it that way. So we do documentation, we do performances, we do forms of different forms of experimentation, and we do a lot also about the connection between music and society, music politics, music economics, and also music and education, our music education as a whole. So welcome to the Organ House. This is the music department at Mountaintop University. You might want to take some moment when you are around, perhaps in summer or you are around in Lagos, to come to the music department and see what is going on here. A lot is going on here. Please find time to join us. But before that, this particular recording is part of a series that we call digital archiving, digital experimentation. It's part of our digital humanities project to document great people, to bring great people, to engage them, to acknowledge what they have done and how they have contributed to our society, and also to learn from their experiences. And that is what we are having today. Maria is one of those who has contributed immensely to the development of piano and classical music in Nigeria. And I can tell you this, as mentioned earlier from the beginning of this program, I am one of those who enjoy this privilege, who pass through Maria. And today, as I speak with you, I still have that feeling. I still have that, that urge. It's so fresh, as if it's happened yesterday or right now. So, thank you so much, Maria. But I have the last question, but I also want to share with all of us the link to our digital space. You are welcome to follow us on that space. That is where we are going to have this particular recording, documented. You are always free to go there and use all the materials. They are free of charge. They are open access. Use them for your practice. Use them for your research. Use them for your business. So we invite you. Please follow us so we can have more and we can also share with the world. The space is open. Thank you so much. Now, I come back to Maria. Maria, this is the last question, and this is very, very important I'm sure this is important for you because I know you have passion for Nigerians, young Nigerians, and you have done a lot in impacting them positively, not only pianists now. I know very well many singers who you have helped. I know very well many clarinetists. I know very well many trumpeter. I know very well many violinists that you have inspired. I know you have passion for young people you want to impact. So this last question is taking us to that passion. So what advice would you offer to young Nigerian pianists and classical musicians who are looking forward, to succeed locally and internationally, or who wants to go global with their skill, what advice do you have for them?
Most important advice, if they feel that they have musical talent, they have to practice seriously, because all talents and abilities comes to us from the God. Are you agree?
Yes, I
And
agree.
if God gifted you, you have to service your talent. Otherwise, God will become upset and
Yeah.
your life will go in wrong way. This is the first advice. If you have a talent, service this talent. Do you like or you don't like, you have to follow this direction because this was the will of the God.
Hmm.
You understood?
Yes, I
And
can.
for sure, God will find for you solution and will find for you way to release your talent fully. But for
Hmm.
this, need to work hard and to practice because music it's a business what takes from us a lot of time and power. Without this, nothing. Applause its small fruits after half hours hard work and a lot of hours of work.
Hmm.
You understood?
Yes,
This
definitely.
what my advice for them. Practice, be disciplined, and don't think any moment about money. This I know this is very difficult. When I was young, I'm first of all thought about practice time. And after later on, gradually money came. You know, if
Yeah.
God sees that you are hardly working to serve His will, your talent is His will. You understood?
Yes.
He will gradually arrange for you money. But
Hmm.
if you just will look about money, your talent will, like a flower, will go down and nothing will be good. And profession, probably you will be pushed to change because musical talent, it's like sensitive flower, will die immediately. It's need to serve all your life. I this why I'm practicing. You know, I
Yeah.
have no official job, but I'm performing, and I have some students now, and I'm teaching student, and I'm performing, and I do not know what will happen after. But anyway, I'm practicing. I have some concert plans, but I do not know if it will succeed or not, how I will feel myself, what will happen around, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, I have to practice. This what my advice. Be disciplined and
Hmm.
hard workers.
Wow. Thank you so much, Maria. I wish we
Because
can.
I know that Nigerians, they are very religious people. You are
Okay.
always goes regularly to the church, and you have to understand, if God gave you talent, it doesn't mean it can be not musical talent. It can be talent to make it sport. It can be talent to be artist, painter, writer, composer. But anyway, if you have a talent, you have to service your talent.
Hmm. Wow. If you have a talent, you have to service your talent. I am going to
Your
write that.
talent, because this is the will of God. Your talent came to you from the God, not from the parents. Parents gave it to you life, body, but talent comes from the God. It's not from the parents.
Hmm.
Because parents can have five children and only one talented. Can you? I'm sure you have met some kind of samples.
Yeah.
One talented. All another, they're okay, they're good, but they're ordinary people. Because God decided, no, what this I will give, as this, let them to live, just to live.
Hmm.
Normally life, normal life. And in this case, you have to service your talent.
Mm.
This what I understood during my life.
Thank you so much, Maria. Um, Thank you, everyone. And at least we need to clap for Maria. You can do that from your own emoji. Thank you so much, Maria. It's been an interesting moment with you. Thank you so much. At this moment, I would like to invite some of our friends. I'm sure they want to ask, they have few things, particularly some of your students or many who have worked in one way, or the other with you. They want to say one or two things, or ask you a few things, or they want clarifications on some of the things we have said, today. And friends and colleagues, please, let's make it very brief so we can take at least up to five. We have 30 minutes to go or less than that. So let's make it brief so we can take us at least up to five if time permits, because I know Maria would like to unpack and, explain
Of
all the,
course, of course,
yeah,
of course.
yeah. So I think I see Mr. AB, that's Mr. Ayoban College Jr. Okay, you can unmute yourself, sir.
What I have to click,
No,
you
not you,
have to
not you.
invite me.
No, they will
Nothing.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
You will
yeah.
arrange. I just have to talk with him. Perfect.
Yes,
Fine.
yes, definitely. Okay.
Good afternoon, Maria. It's always really nice to see you in the flesh. Um, and thanks for honoring this invitation over to come and talk with us and discuss about piano in Nigeria. I can see in the background behind you, there's a picture of yourself, Professor Shoyinka, and me. So
Mhm.
I'm very pleased that that picture's up there. Um, so what I wanted to say was, you mentioned the idea of practice, right? And you also mentioned talent. I don't believe so much in talent, not because we are not talented. You've just hit the nail on the head by saying that we are all blessed with talent from God. So, but what I wanted to say was, I think one of the most misunderstood aspects of playing and improving on the piano is practice. Can you shed some light on this? Because I think many people say they are practicing, but
No,
in
Ayo, you
reality,
can.
they're just playing and enjoying themselves.
No, I very strongly believe in talent because you can practice hours and hours, but if you have no abilities and talent, it's useless, my dear. It's useless. I strongly believe in talent. Talent plus practice plus work. What this will give bright result. Without talent, I have met a lot of such kind of students who came to me, Maria, please give for me private lesson. They hardly worked, but they could not do it anything. They hardly worked. And after a while, I could say, sorry, I cannot continue anymore with you because you have very limited musical abilities, no serious talent. With I'm very much believe talent. Talent plus work. What this is must be.
So, can you shed some more light on the aspect of the practice? Because, all right, assuming that there's talent and you can locate talent in a student, I suspect that many people, because they don't know what practice is and how to practice, they do not move forward in their career. So, can you just shed a bit more light on this idea of practice?
If they do not know how to practice, for this exactly need good teacher. But when they have got already education, suspected, we have to suspect that they know already how is to practice and about what to practice. For instance, Karedi knows what he has to do, and you too. It means you have already level with which you don't need teacher in each moment, in each single minute. If Not so. For this, they go for education. This exactly. If I feel that I need something I'm learning, even in my age, if I'm learning something and took some music, what is a great, huge challenge for me, I will go to some colleague to whom I trust and will ask help and support. This I have done regularly when I worked in Muzon. I passed to Russia through the Moscow and asked some lessons from master classes from my former colleague, from my former classmates who already became professors of conservatory. This is, I have done always, you know. And this what have to do students. They have not to practice only themselves. They go to study. When they finish to have a diploma, if they're playing and if they like to maintain level, they go from time to time to ask colleagues or teachers, please listen to me, help me. This is always musicians they're doing, and not only musicians, all musical artists, ballet artists, you know, everybody doing like this.
Okay, I hope that answered your question, Mr. Evankoli.
Not really, because where I was trying to go was, I think people just sit down and don't have a structure, don't have, they're not informed as to how to do it. So they end up spending, let's say, 4 hours sitting down at the piano. And for their 4 hours, even if they're talented, they do not make much progress because they don't know the how of practice. Now, in a conservatory, they will run you through all this.
Ayo, if they do not know, for this we are teaching them.
Yeah.
For this need teacher. Exactly. You
Yeah.
know, what it means they do not know how is to practice. Of course, if they don't learning, if they have no professor, they do not know. But if they have professor supposed to be advise them. If they have professor, and after this they still do not know, they have to change professor and to go to another one who gives advice them, and they will know. This is a simple way, you know. Nothing difficult. Nothing difficult.
Wow. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move to the next one quickly. I'm sure, of course, teacher, like Maria explained, the role of teacher is quite important in even learning how to practice. Because if you have a teacher, the role of the teacher is to teach you, the pedagogue, how to practice, how to sit, how to start on your own. So that's the basis of pedagogue. And yeah. So let's move to Mr. Tosin Ajayi.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ayorinde. Hello, Maria. Good to see you.
Hello, Tosin, how are you? I was very
Very
sad
good.
not to have your records from Piano International Piano Day this year, but Kariti had explained to me. I hope
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
getting better now. I hope
I
so.
am. I'm much better now. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm happy
because
to
I'm
see that you're
praying
looking
about
good.
you. I'm praying about you. You had to pass to me your problem long time ago. Everybody who likes to be healthy, they immediately put their problems to my head. And I start worried, and I'm praying about them. And that goes
Yes.
away.
So good. I mean, good to see you that you're doing so well. And I also heard you still practice and you still perform. I'm happy to hear that. And I still practice too anyway. So thank you for coming to this program. It's kind of gives some of us some encouragement, you know, because what you've deposited in us years back, we are still going with it anyway. And that's also brings me to this question. Some of our students, have aspirations, they have desires. Like you mentioned, there are some good, talented students around here. Some are my students, some are Mr. Kuride's students, and several Mr. Ibankoli and all of that. But some of them want to take it a step further after studying with us at Muzon. You know, so there can be some confusion whether to go to the US. Sometimes it can be very difficult to get visas into the US or to the UK or that. So they might be looking at more output, more opportunity, more options. Do you, in your opinion, is it an easy route to try studying in Russia or something, maybe after Muzon, to advise some of our students to come down to Russian school? Will it be a good move for them? Or what will you advise people who finished studying from Muzon and want to further more
You
their studies?
know, Tosin, I understood you. You know, to go to Russia to study, it's good because we have good level, but because of language barrier, you know,
Yes.
student has to go to study, and at the same time, before this, he has to learn language. Russian language is very difficult. First, it's one of the most difficult languages in the world. This is the first. Second, where he will be used after this language. You understood? When Oma Bella, before to go to France, studied French, I am, excuse me, please,
Yes.
56% of African countries, they are speaking French. In Europe, many countries, they are speaking French. Canada is speaking French. He can use French language. She can use around the world French language. Where the
True.
students will use Russian, they will spend a lot of hours to learn Russian language. And what after? Just for common education, I can speak Russian. You know, I am very pragmatic woman, very practical woman. We have limited time to stay here. I mean, in life.
Yes, yes,
God
yes.
doesn't give for us time like for Totas, 300, more than 300 years. We have limited time. And we have to save our health and our time for something very important. This is a
I
pity.
understand.
This is a very pity that till now, students, what we are just spoken with Ayorinde about it. It's pity that students, when they are going to study to United Kingdom, to United States, to Canada, to South Africa, it's good. It's good. But it's pity that they have to go outside to study. They still have no high-level musical academy in Nigeria. This is a very pity. And this
Yeah.
can be created big project only with the government and with a very big business with the rich people to bring several
Yes.
internationally acclaimed musicians who in the same time can be good teachers. It's not everybody lucky like me to be a good concert pianist and at the same time to be a good teacher. Many of them can be very good pianist and teacher is nothing, or very good teacher and cannot play. You know, it's very not always together, but it must be together. This is the first. Second, let them to go, for instance, to study abroad. But why we, what, for instance, for me, it's very big damage. It's damaged my heart because I worked hard with all of them. And what now? I had worked for expert. What is remaining with real good level and became good teachers and continue to follow my steps, it's Karidi and Tosin, because they still remain in Nigeria. You understood?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let them to go to study, but let's to organize something before to organize academy in Nigeria. First, we
Yeah.
have to organize something what they could become back and where there could be work and what they could be doing in Nigeria to attract them to come back.
You're right.
Because majority of them who is remaining in United States, for Nonsa, for instance, I already said, he had said to me records of Prelude Fugue of Bach, what he had learned. And I said, look, my dear, I forgot everything what you learned from me. Everything. And for what for? He has played very well. You remember this.
Yes, I remember. He played Rachmaninoff concerto with you.
Not only Rachmaninoff concerto, he has played very well solo music. Solo music. French people were affectionated a lot about his Debussy, about his Rachmaninoff prelude, you know. And
Yes,
he lost this is United States because he just lives there and working in the church. He did not, he had stopped to continue his education. And what he is doing, just enjoy it that he is living in United States. My dear, for what for me in United States, if I will do it there, nothing. And will lose myself as a pianist and as a professor. For what for? I'm looking in this matter in different way. I prefer to come to Nigeria and to raise a lot as a teacher and a lot as a pianist. I said for Ayorinde, Russia gave it to me musical education. Nigeria has done from me big concert pianist. And now everybody shocked. And my former classmates, whom I sent my records, they're like this. Maria, in your age, you are playing Rachmaninoff cello sonata. Wow, wow. Nobody in my state never played. Even big pianists from Moscow never done this. Why? Because of the Nigeria, my dear. Because during the years, I practiced and performed, and I was a teacher. With all of you, I could raise myself as a pianist. Because when you are teaching good students, you are raising yourself as a pianist. You know this. I'm looking at your mistakes and I understand what I have to do myself. For myself when I'm playing. Not only instruct you what you have to do, what I have to do too. What I have to attract Ayorinde, to work for meta, to organize something for them, to attract them to come back, to study there and come back. If they don't like to cancel, let them to be up and down, to come with regular master classes, after make it concerts, expose themselves. If it's so much attractive for them United States, no, come to United States, not to lose resident permit. And again, come back. And because you see, paradoxically, I had a lot of friends among expatriate community, British, Germans, you know, especially a lot of British who all their life had spent in Nigeria. And they said to me, Maria, our children don't like to live in the United Kingdom. Our grandchildren run away after university to Nigeria because for them is a boring, no money in England, cold, everything expensive, and they don't like. They like to enjoy life. Just what pity that's not so much cultural event in Nigeria. We are very much enjoying when you are performing, your students are performing, but what should be little bit more. You understood? If to develop, well, expatriates community will occupy Nigeria, occupied, you know, because not so, especially now, Europe is very expensive. United States is very expensive, you know. Russia is less expensive because like Nigeria, we have our own resources. But Nigeria, I'm sure, during the years, what I have gone, a lot have done in terms of development. My son, Vava, who was with me in Nigeria, who from Nigeria, from French school, entered university. you know, Ayorinde,
Yes.
he
Yes.
still now is monitoring what happened in Nigeria very good. He said, Maria, Mama, what Mr. Dangote built first Nigerian refinery. Has done this. This they have done this. This new one bridge. He is still now monitoring and very happy because for us with him, it's like second homeland country.
Hmm.
And the same. What now for me seems came time to develop not only
Hmm.
economic and life equipments, to develop cultural equipments of the country, to make it country more attractive for tourism too. Because tourists, they will not come without culture activities. They will go run away to watch, what in evening time? To where they have to go? To restaurant only. You understood?
Very well.
Thank you so
This.
much.
And Elsa, Nigerians, they're very talented to dance. I'm till now keep in my mind dream that Nigeria will open ballet choreographical school. It could be huge success and great because a lot of very talented children, a lot.
Hmm. Wow. Thank you so much, Maria. And thanks, Mr. Tosin Ajayi. Okay, I
Yes.
think
You're welcome.
yes, definitely. We have Mr. Korede Amokalwe. Let's host.
Good afternoon, Maria. Thanks for
Good
attending this.
afternoon, my dear. How do you feel yourself? Is okay?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you, Maria.
Perfect.
Now,
Fine. I'm
right.
very
So
happy.
I remember those days when you are preparing for a serious concert, and I've come to greet you, and you say, "Karidi, leave me alone. I'm quite nervous." So I want to ask now, how do you prepare, or what's your advice or to pianists on how to be mentally prepared for serious performances, managing nervousness when it's getting close to performances?
You know, my teacher, first teacher, always knew that I'm very nervous on the stage. And he always said to me, look, nobody doesn't exist any musician who doesn't nervous on the stage. If somebody will say to me, I'm absolutely quiet and not nervous, don't believe. It's just courage. It's not truth. You know, everybody afraid of stage. She said to me, just if you have done mistake, continue. Do you remember I sometimes have done mistakes, but I never stop.
Hmm.
You remember?
Yes, I remember. I do remember.
I
Yes, I remember.
always continue and play. You know, now I'm became fatter and I'm less making less mistakes because my nervous system is working in different way. When you are fatter, you are more quiet, more relaxed, and easy to play, to manage. When I was young, I nervous it a lot. Now too, I am nervous it. But it's first rule, don't stop, continue. Second rule, this is already absolutely professional. Forsake to be quiet on the stage, you have always to learn left hand by memory. Main disturbing on the stage, it's left hand. Because when we are practicing only both hands, we don't pay too much attention for left hand. And when nervous emotions a lot of come on the stage, left hand start and disturb for right hand to play, and right hand start to make mistakes too. You understood? But if left hand you are know very well, even better than right, you will don't make mistakes. I always knew if I have done some mistakes on the stage, it means this place, this music, I practice it not enough. And I have after concert immediately, not maybe the same day, not immediately after concert, but next day I have to practice exactly this place. You understood?
Yes, I understand. Thank you very much.
Yes. This is exactly. Then better you are prepared, then more quiet and relaxed you will be on the stage. But if it's something happened, don't stop. Continue. We had one student in my school. He's studied with me in the same class. Many years later, he became a composer, improviser, composer. He even played jazz. And I remember when we had exam, graduation of exam after music school, grade 7, he's supposed to be to play Sonata of Beethoven. And he forgot text, but because he was great improviser and already start to make composition in the style of Beethoven, he had started to compose. He did not stop. All jury from the beginning became, they listened like little bit dream, Suddenly they woke up. What is this? What he is playing? It's from another sonata of Beethoven. From the beginning, they even did not understand that it's not Beethoven at all, because he had started to improvise in style of Beethoven. And later on, when during the improvisation, he came back to the real text and finished with sonata of Beethoven. This what exactly. It can happen with anybody. It was very funny. Everybody laughed, but nobody put for him less bow than he has got distinction, because they have been so affectionated about his mind, how he was smart to do it this. They put it for him distinction.
Wow. Sorry, Kumar. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mr. Correa, for that question. I think that's quite helpful. Yes, we have Ms. Dukwege. Can we have you, please?
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayorinde. Good afternoon, Maria. It's such an honor to see you again after such a long time. You probably won't remember me by my name, but we performed Franz Schubert's Lieder at Muson very, very many years ago.
Who is this? Schubert, I remember I performed with a very good soprano.
Yeah, that's me, Dupe Akionla. I'm sorry, I can't show my video right now.
Dupe. Oh, Dupe. I remember some silly German man said to me, Maria, why you did not teach her, your singer is very good, but why you did not teach to her to sing with original language? I said, because my original language is Russian. I don't speak German. You had to push her to teach to sing in German. I said, look, because we're in Nigeria, and Nigerians do not know German language. And let's sing in English. We decided to do it like this. If it's Italian area, okay. In this case, we can use Italian language. Because many already Nigerians, they're listening Italian
they're
areas
used to it.
with original language. It's for them quite familiar. But Schubert, it's not familiar for them. But this I remember very well. Dupe, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm very good. Thank you so much for this. It's such an honor to see you again. Okay, let me go very quickly to my question. You are such a passionate teacher. I mean, everybody on this call can attest to your passion. You are a passionate teacher and you love to see the progress of your students. And also you have made mention of some of your teachers who have influenced you greatly. When somebody asks a question, you go straight to what your teacher has said, and that has stuck with you. What I want to ask is, can you please give teachers and aspiring teachers any tips on how to be like you or to do what you're doing? What can you tell teachers, whether it's piano teachers or voice teachers, what can you give them as tips to just improve on their students? That's the question I want to ask.
You know, Dupe, for instance, I think that's my Karidi. I just spoken with him. He became is a very good teacher. You know, teacher, to be a good teacher, it's the same talent like to be a good performer. I taught everybody the same way, but some of them learn a lot how is to be a teacher. It's, for instance, Karidi, for instance, Tosin, you know, for instance, Aine Alanade. They could immediately analyze what is a good, what is not. Tosin and Karidi, they taught and prepared students and gave it advices already in my time when I was in Nigeria. You know, even with me in the class because they had very good ears and they could listen very well my instructions and they could very well analyze what they are themselves are doing with instrument. This is very important, you know. Not everybody are able to do it this. Somebody they are playing, but they're like blind, they don't
That's
hear
true.
their mistakes, you know. And this is the reason why for majority of students is very much important to have colleagues or somebody who can advise them from outside, you know, from apart, to sit next to them and listen to them. This is very important, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But to teach to be good teacher, you know, some, for instance, Wende can teach very well beginners,
Okay.
but some himself, he cannot play so well like he can teach. What this is a paradox. Karidi can play very well and Tosin, and they can teach very well, both of them. But when they can teach beginners, not bad, but he cannot play in the same level. You know what? This is to be able to teach. This is a talent, and what is
Okay.
most important for teacher to be able to, you know, to have a cool mind and
Okay.
fresh eyes and fresh ears
Okay.
every time, like for the first time you are listening. In this case, you can immediately catch mistakes. But if you already listened several times this music and you decided, oh, I already listened, play, finish, you will miss a lot of mistakes. Every time need, like for the first time, to be very concentrated. Like you never heard this music and never heard the student. In this case, you can catch his mistakes.
Brilliant.
You understood?
Yes.
Plus, student is practicing, and with each week, level of his play piece becomes different, higher. And with each new step comes new instructions. This is a process, has no last barrier. Always you have something to say.
Okay.
And it's like with you when we practice at Schubert. This we have done, it's already okay. Next lesson, some new instructions. Why?
Yes.
Because this you have done, out this came new one.
Yes.
Yeah, I could not instruct from the beginning this new one. Why? Because you was for this new one instructions not yet prepared.
Prepared.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's this exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Where is the young? Where is the young students? I see only everybody who knew me in the past. Where is the young?
We have the young students. There's Shei Ajibade. Are you there, Shei? Do you want to ask your question from Maria or Shei? Where's Shei? You sent a note.
Share the body now where in the United States?
Yes, 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 yes. Shay, are you there? You want to ask your question? Okay, I'm not sure he's there. Maybe he's gone. So he sent a note here, and I'm going to read. Hello, Maria. It's very good to it's very good feeling to see you again. You may not remember me because I only but oh, let me just leave that one. I think Maria can remember you now. So his question now, I want to ask, what do a pianist do when they have not practiced for over a year? Start with difficult pieces, or what would you recommend for repertoire?
I did not understand. If pianist did not practice over the years
Yes.
and
How do they get
likes
back
to
to the piano?
resume,
Yes, yes.
but first of all, it depends from the level of last program. What did he play last when he had stopped? You understood?
Yeah.
In this case, if he had stopped for many years, he just can start and to take little bit lighter program, easy pieces, than he had stopped, then he had used for last. You understood?
Yeah.
To make it little bit easier. Why? Because for long time muscles became stiff. We have to warm them gradually. It's like gymnastic. In this case, need to start little bit lower level. For instance, if he had stopped with grade 5, he had resumed with grade 4. You understood?
Yeah.
Or even maybe with grade 3. And from this way, to start to practice and look, if it's little bit, it will come fast and it will seem easier and not he not will feel anywhere pain of muscles. He can think something more difficult because if immediately start from very difficult, he will spoil muscles.
Wow.
And will come professional sicknesses, and it's already a long time to treat. To treat hands, it's difficult and very long time.
Okay.
And gradually from this lighter program, he will start to increase difficulties. But not all songs increase difficulties. For instance, to take one more difficult. And we'll look, for instance, if technique not so good, take. Plus, when you like to resume, need to make a gymnastic for hands. The best way to make gymnastic for hands is to start to play gamma. Scales.
Yeah.
Scales. In Russian gamma. Scales. And to take scales, not C major. What all my students, they have been very curious. C major. I said, look, C major is the most difficult scale. Because C major has no black keys. When you are playing only on the white keys, very difficult to organize hand to walk in right way. Why? Because we have different size of fingers. You understood? Some of them longer, some of them shorter. In this case, easier to start to resume with a scale what has black keys. On the black will be long fingers, on the white keys will be short fingers. And play. D major, A major, E major, or something like this. But not scales. What first note is the black key. This is too early.
Wow.
Some major scales, what, but most difficult. And when you already play scales enough, in this case, you can add C major and F sharp minor. F sharp minor at most difficult scale. very uncomfortable in terms of fingers, very uncomfortable. And this is the best way to take something like a program, what is you have to enjoy, and scales, but don't resume with difficult prelude and fugue of Bach. Polyphonical music, it's very difficult to learn because polyphonical music has difficult coordination. If they like very much Bach, take something light Bach from French suite, from British suite, you know, something very light, what without difficult polyphony. What this can be. You understood?
Yeah.
What pass to this person? This is a
Yeah, thank you, Maria. It's moving.
Okay. Can we have Mr. Jesus Sheo?
Yeah,
Mr.
good
Jesus.
afternoon,
Yeah.
Ma'am. Yeah, this is Sean talking. Let me see if I can try and show my face.
show your face.
Okay, I don't know if you can still remember me. We did a work together like in 29, yes, 2009, when I was still at Mosul. And one thing I admire so much about you is your humility and then openness to other students who are not directly your students. I mean, those who play other instruments. Like I played clarinet that particular year, and
Yes, 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 yes.
I had a challenge
Yes,
with one
I
of the pieces,
remember.
Grandio,
Exactly. Yes.
Grandio by
Where are you
Weber.
now? Where are you now?
I'm still in Nigeria. Still playing clarinet, orchestra director, and
So, are
I
you
mean, so
orchestra
many
director?
things. Yes,
In
as
which
well. Yes.
orchestra? In which orchestra?
Yeah, in my church, Mountain of Fire Miracle
Ah,
Ministry.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yes,
Fine. I'm very
yes,
happy.
yes. So, and you were able to put in so much work. I was greatly influenced by some of your instructions, even I mean to that work. And then you made me understand that the work is actually for chamber music, not soloist per se. So my question is, what advice would you give to upcoming pianists? So I'm asking this question from the angle of those who we play other instruments like cello, like violins, and then clarinets. What advice would you give to upcoming pianists who want to develop, I mean, excellence in piano accompaniment? How are they going to cultivate that collaborative mindset with
Yes.
the soloist?
Do you like me to give you advice about your piano partners? If I understood you correct.
No. I'm just asking that question for the pianist for the pianist, because some challenges we have is, getting a very good piano to accompany you for a particular piece. I mean, if you're preparing for an
No,
exam
this is
that's
exactly what I
coming,
said to you. You like
yes.
me to advise you how is to manage with pianist in terms
Oh
how
yes,
pianists have to accompany to you. You know,
yes.
first of all, you have to push your piano partner to be your partner, not
Mm,
to be, you know, it's depend. If you are playing solo music,
mhm,
pianist to be humble, to be follow you completely. He can play very well, you know, just during the intermissions when piano solo. This is his piano solo, let's he's doing. You understood? But if it's chamber music, this is a different.
okay.
Chamber music, it's you are both are partners. But what is very important? Very often, pianists, very often, they like we call the catching blanket to themselves, you know, where it's like some kind of joke. They like to be as a soloist. But in this case, you have to push them to cool them down. Please, we are partners. What it means? You have to push pianist to learn special things of clarinet registers and plays. You have to explain to pianist. For instance, here you have to play so softer because for me it's very difficult register to play loud and to cover you by sound because you are piano, I am just clarinet. Cool yourself down, make it softer. Second, for instance, this place technically is very difficult. I need to change brief, and you have to take pencil and to push and to put for pianist in partiture commas, commas, where
Yeah.
you will change brief. And
Yeah.
pianist
Right.
supposed to be to brief with you, to give you possibility to change brief. If something uncomfortable with you for you, if something uncomfortable for you, you have to be sure this is from wrong piano player. You understood?
Oh,
Because
yes.
if you are playing along this place and everything is okay, for you is comfortable, you are okay, all difficulties you had solved are with him is difficult, it's wrong from him. You understood?
Mm.
If pianist will tell you, oh, you have to play faster because I have a very fast tempo, and you can explain, okay, but you are not a soloist. We are playing together. In this
Mm.
case, you have to understand speed of playing on the piano, it's one. Speed of playing on the clarinet is a different one. It's two
Yeah.
different instruments. I have to change a brief. If you not will give me possibility to brief, I will not able to play. You understood?
True, true.
This is the first. Second, you have to educate pianist. For instance, you have good melody, and he has some good melody in the same time. But pianist supposed to be always to control sound and not to cover you, because
Mm.
piano always can give bigger sound than clarinet.
The
In
clarinet.
this case, you have to explain for your partner, please, we supposed to be to lead this melody together with good sound. If you
Mm.
give too much sound, you push me to force clarinet, to force sound of clarinet. You understood?
Yeah.
If you will force instrument, instrument will not give good sound. You will after a while tired. You understood? You always have to push your partner to calculate about possibilities and capacity of clarinet.
Mm.
This is very important. And always explain here. I always had asked you, can you breathe here? It's comfortable for you. It's okay for you.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Sometimes I did not ask because I could listen myself.
Mm.
But push them to listen partner. And not only for chamber music, for chamber music especially, even for accompaniment. They have to listen partner. If they're not able to listen partner, they're not good as a concertmaster. Nothing.
Mm.
And not good as a chamber pianist. But this is for you important.
Okay.
Educate, don't be shy, and educate your piano partner to give you possibility to enjoy your playing. If something not comfortable, be sure it's because of pianist. You can check easily if you practice it alone, and it's still not comfortable for you. Okay, in this case, you have to practice yourself. It means your place, you practice it not enough. But
Mm.
if you had learn this music, this plays. Without pianist is a good, with him not comfortable. It means it comes from the doer, from your partner. You understood?
Yes, yes. Get it.
Okay.
Thank you
I
so
hope
much.
I advise you. And don't be shy. Don't be
Of course.
shy. With pianist, you have not to be shy. You have. It's the same like with the singers. All brief instruments and singers, they have very sensitive instruments. They have to change brief. In this case, we have to calculate about their physical abilities. If they not calculate, if we are not calculate, we are not musicians. This is
Thank you
only
so much.
one
Thank you so
experience.
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maria, and thanks, Mr. Jesus Sheung. Now let's move to Mr. Sheung. Mr. Sheung.
Okay. Hello,
Who is
Maria.
this? Yes.
Hello, Maria. How are you?
Hello.
ORJ.
Hello. Hello, my dear.
Yes, how are you? It's nice seeing you and speaking with you. I mean, again. Well, perhaps I met you maybe once or twice at Muson in those days when you were still around at Muson. I know of the mentorship and the teaching that you imbued into the many students. I mean, many of them are my friends and colleagues, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I also you remember, of course, you remember this your album.
Yes, of course.
Yes, I mean, I must have listened to this album in my car and in my studio in my house well over 200 times over. I mean, I really, really enjoyed listening to this. And I mean, this is a really, really seminal work. Thank you again. I mean, again for this. I just wanted to ask one question. I mean, severally you have kind of touched on what I want to ask, but I want to ask it more pointedly. Maybe you are able to, I mean, answer it. I mean, more pointedly, a bit more pointedly.
Which
as I'm
question?
asking it that. Okay, the question is this: that if there is a certain advanced piece that you have not played for some time as a pianist, there's a
Ayorinde.
certain advanced. Pardon?
I'm sorry. Can you pardon? I'm sorry. Pardon. Repeat for me, please. Pardon, because it's disappeared sound.
Okay, sorry. If there is a certain advanced piece, can you hear me well now?
Yes.
Okay, if there is a certain advanced piece that you've played before, and but you have not played for some time, maybe I mean 3, 4, 5
I
months.
I understood. Not play for
and then
some time.
yes,
What?
yes, and then you want to come back to it. You want to play it, and of course, you know the of the piece. You know the places that are difficult.
Again, disappeared sound.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, they can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Yes, so
And
I was
if
going
I
to ask
decided
that.
to come back to this repertoire, what?
Yes, I wanted to ask that. Is it advisable to go to, I mean, some of those, to go to the problem spots, the places that are really difficult, and maybe play them very, very, very slowly? I mean, to start with, or is it advisable to maybe play the less difficult parts first to, graduate you or warm you up into the more difficult, I mean, places in the piece?
No,
What would you
this
advise?
this is exactly question for the moment. For instance, I preparing now. I will start to prepare it now. Cello program. What we have done, Rachmaninoff, and he brought for me sonata of Brahms. What I performed several times in Nigeria. First with Agnes Nagy, after with that from Germany. Oh, how is this guy from Germany? I forgot his name. You know, worked with me in Muzon. He was a conductor of Muzon.
Okay, was that
What
that's okay.
Canitz.
I know him. I've
Canitz.
forgotten his name.
His name is Canitz.
Yes, Thomas
cellist. He was
Canitz.
a cellist.
Thomas Canitz.
Canitz,
Yes,
yeah.
Thomas
Canitz.
Kanitz. Thomas.
Yes,
With
Canitz.
Thomas
Yes.
Kanitz. Yes, exactly. With Thomas Kanitz. And it was not so long time ago. We performed with him the sonata in 2010. What this guy brought for me, the same music, and I had started to repeat. By yes, I remember, but by hands and eyes, I forgot everything. And I had started to learn slowly like new music, you know. It's not possible immediately to start to play fast. But what different? If you had learned before and performed before, you can restore it very fast. Gradually, second time I already could play better. Already could not final in real tempo, but I could already play. But not all music takes a lot of time to restore it. For instance, I have some music of Tchaikovsky from seasons of the year. What I have to restore it takes from me a lot of time. Are some of them I can play what 1, 2, 3 hours and I can play. This phenomena I cannot explain. It depends from our memory, from our hands. Some of the music we are keeping inside the memory and inside the muscles. Muscles they are keeping easily in memory because we have memory of muscles, you know. But anyway, if you start to restore music, what for long time ago you have played, you have to start to make it slowly. Why? Because you forgot score, you forgot everything, and you have to concentrate a lot. If you will play, try to make it faster as you're able. For now, for moment, you will lose in many details and you will start to relearn score with mistakes. You understood? Even not so long time ago, I had started to repeat some piano music, what I have performed many times. And I start to practice like new one, what I never performed. And what do you think? I discovered many mistakes. First of all, in terms of rests, not enough rest. I start to count, my God, here instead 3/4 rest, I have done only 2/4. Here, this is short notes, I have played slowly, I need to play fast. It's only one bar. You know, many mistakes, what I had missed when I have learned. In this case, when you are restoring music and learning very slowly, it can be very useful even to perfectionate score, even make it better your performance that you have done for the first, when you learn for the first performance. You understood?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Yes, in this case, it's very useful to come back to music what you have played, but you have to come back and make it slowly and restore it with a score, not by memory. I immediately like new one music, what I never played, and you will see how many small mistakes you will find. And this is very important, not only for performances, are for training of your memory, for training your concentration, how you can to concentrate with the score. And if you will find some mistakes inside the score what of music what you have done many times, it means you are really good, you know.
Thank you. Thank you
Just
very much.
don't rush. Just don't rush. Anyway, gradually you will final result will come faster than when you are learning for the first time. But it will become in perfect way.
All right.
Okay, okay, video. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I think thank you. So thanks so much, Mr. Sheo, and thank you, Maria, for explaining that so well. Yeah. So I think, do we, any other question? Can we take one more question, then we round up this session? Okay. If there's no other question, everyone, thank you so much. But before anything, I'd like to also acknowledge some of our great colleagues from Muson, the Muson alumni, many of which have passed through Maria in one way or the other, either as a violist, either as a violinist, as a singer. Okay, I'm going to call a few names, pardon me if I can't, we have Joshua David, I'm sure Joshua David. We have, who else again? Is that Mr. Titus Ogunyemi? We have
Yeah,
one.
that's
Oh, that's Mr. Titus. Wow, these are very grand, So we have Mr. Titus, we have Joshua David, Mr. Victor. I don't know, Gavin, I don't know if you met Maria, I don't know. Then I think these are the people I can really, let me check again if we have other people who actually met Maria. Ajibade left, I think. Yes, Dr. I know Olonode is here. Of course.
Doc, already doctor. My God, how is raising up people? Perfect. I remember very well. I know Alanade. It some kind of he was unique, my student. He always have played on the stage for performances better than in the class or at rehearsals. The best performance was performance on the stage. This is not everybody are able to do it. This what Aina has this ability to play the best solution. Always have been with the performances.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. Then we also, I don't know if Nesama Ogwani met Maria. I'm not sure, but Nesama is there. Once again. Oh yes, Mr. Temitope Jaisimi. Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, of course, Mr. Jaisimi definitely met Maria, because we met them there. Then who else again? Is that Mr. Stanley Adinu? Sorry, it's a mission affair today. Is that Mr. Stanley Adinu, please? Are you the one, the clarinetist? I'm not sure he's the one. Then who else again? Okay, Mr. Titus wanted to say something? Please, okay. Mr. Titus?
Yeah, I just have a question, and I've been in and out because I'm working right now. It's kind of like almost maybe 9:30 here in the States. So my question to Maria, once again, thank you so much for finding time to be here, and we really appreciate your contributions to, over the years, and you too can testify to the fruit of your labor. I've seen some of my colleagues who are now doctors and are doing wonderful things around the world. So my question is, I just want to get a glimpse of, well, how is music now in Russia, and what is the state of music, and how is that has it changed over the years, and what can be the comparison between that, how it's been done in Russia and what is being done in Nigeria from your experience, and even now, if you can look back over the time and see what are the differences and what are the pathway that music is leading to, maybe from your own view, and what's going around that you can share with us. I know it's a complex question, but just do your best to kind of like attend to it. Maybe Dr. Oladele can help to refine it further. Thanks so much. I'm on my work. That's why I have to rush. Thanks so much. I will just listen.
About Russia, what I can say, it's very different in terms of because Russian music has very wide range. In terms of orchestras, for instance, not long time ago, I attended perfect, absolutely concert of St. Petersburg and Moscow Bolshoi Theatre and St. Petersburg Opera Theatre common orchestra. What is the musical director of Valery Gergiev? It was absolutely astonishing concert. I have got invitation from some lady, and its level is perfect. Some of singers is too, is very perfect level. I performed here with local singer April 3rd. April 3rd, we have done very difficult program, very difficult. She sang during the evening 11 arias. 11 arias, can you imagine? During from the most difficult operas, plus 6 romances, 11 arias, 6 romances. And this quite without interval, just little bit lecture performed. And was very good. She is very good. But in terms of violin plays, cello plays is okay. But in terms of piano school, this makes me very sad. Why? I can explain to you easily. The best Russian pianists, they run away from the country. They are living and they're performing. Some of them, they're teaching abroad. And this, of course, have done Russian piano school less developed. Plus, many our famous pianists start to make it to play concert solo and make it mixture with jazz, bringing groups and making jazz. Like for instance, I attended in March, in February, concert of Berezovsky, whom in the past liked very much Ayo Bankole Jr. And he has played Sonata of Beethoven very well, but with the music score. This already I was surprised. Second, he has played something is not good, but second half of concert, it was with group musicians he has played jazz. And this, of course, mixture classical music and jazz music, it's reduced level of classical music and doesn't make him very well jazz pianist, because I'm totally against such kind of mixture. Why? If you are good solo pianist and you like to be a good conductor, this is a one question. But if you are a very good classical pianist and likes to be a jazz pianist at the same time, this is a very strange, because technique of jazz and touching of keyboard of jazz pianist and touching of keyboard of classical pianist, it's totally different. And it's not only this. Many Russian good pianists, they had started to play not interesting. Interesting still there who is living abroad. This is really interesting. Who is remaining here, they had started, I cannot say that I have to learn from them something for myself. Nothing. Nothing. I can learn, for instance, from Sokolov, who is living abroad. He doesn't come with concerts. I can listen in the internet. What from him I can listen, to learn a lot. This is, but mainly, of course, level of Russian arts is music is still very high. What makes me happy that now in Russia many good orchestras. And we have quite good conductors. What in the past was not so 1, 2, 3 good conductor. Now much more good conductors. This is better, of course. I like very much orchestra concerts. But in terms of piano school, and another question, Russian pianists now too much involved to be virtuoso, to kill audience with brilliant technique, whom you can affectionate with technique. Technique supposed to be to have everybody. It's not not matter what we have to go to listen. I will go to listen this pianist because he has good technique. Everybody's supposed to have good technique. It's not question for that. Question is to be a musician. What this now is a very poor market. Very poor market. Because of the majority of them, they run away abroad. And this is very pity. This is very pity. It's and in abroad too is some kind of crisis of piano school generally, not only in Russia. Generally, why everybody? Oh Maria, how you have good sound? Everybody supposed to have good sound, because audience come to listen piano music to enjoy music. Which kind of joy if sound is not good? No joy. This is and I now not like it's like some kind of miracle. It's not good that I'm a miracle. I'm supposed to be one of them. A sound is not good of majority of pianists, especially young generations, a lot of kids who plays with brilliant technique, and teachers, they try to increase the difficulties of program, and they don't care about their musical abilities. Students don't develop as a musicians, They give for them very difficult music, what they're not able by heart and by mind to understand. But in terms of common musical culture, of course, in Russia you can go, for instance, I am living not in the capital, in the state, Samara state, but we have philharmonic with a symphony orchestra. We have opera theater with a symphony orchestra, with opera, with ballet. We have musical colleges, a lot of musical schools. We have some another ensembles. We have a lot. Even in my state. In Moscow, in St. Petersburg, a lot. Musical culture, of course, still very good. But not so like in the past. This is what I can say. Not so.
Oh, man. Okay.
Especially in terms of piano school. This is the reason why last years Russian pianists not so much take first, second prizes in international competitions. This is the reasons.
Thanks so much, Maria. Thank you so much. And thanks to Mr. Titus for that important question, because we know the current dynamics across the world, and we know the impact and the role of Russia in all this. So I think that's an interesting question.
No, Russian culture is still very high. It has a lot of influence everywhere, It's still very high. Okay. But unfortunately, piano school, I said to you, now center of Russian piano school, not in Russia. Not in Russia. This is a reality. It's abroad.
Wow.
The best Russian musicians, pianists, they're living abroad.
Wow. We have Mr. Dr. Aino. Okay, let's have Dr. Oladele.
Dr. Oladele. He is like you are, already doctor. What he is doing now? Where he is working? Ask him. I like to ask him.
Yes, he will definitely tell us. He will tell us. I think, he's the music director somewhere. I can't remember, but he can tell us. He's here now. Doctor, please.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi, hello. How are you, my dear? You are disappeared. I'm big doctor, big boy, big man,
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's good to see you.
We had with you little bit on the WhatsApp with Nonsa, and after you are disappeared. You laughed about me that everybody can talk at the same time. I did not know.
Yes, yes, Maria.
Where are you working now?
Well, I work in the conservatory here in the city that I lived in, and I also play in the church, and I also have my own studio. So I have students that I teach, and a few performances here and there. But yeah, that's what I do for now.
And I know, are you doctor as a musicologist?
No, I'm doctor in music performance. So I later studied
And music
organ.
performance, perfect.
Yeah. So I've switched my major now to organ. So I've been playing organ for the past few years now. So yeah, that's what I concentrate on now.
What is your major instrument now? Is organ? Organ.
It's organ, yes, organ, yes.
But I said just now for Ayorinde, that among my students, you was only one who always played on the stage better than in the class and the rehearsals. And the best version was the performance on the stage. Never lost any instructions. Could bring everything to the stage.
Well, thank you for that. Again, I don't really have any question for you. I just want to thank you for everything you've done for each and every one of us here, especially for me. I remember when I was at Muslim, then you used to give me your practice room, the key, to the practice room for me to practice there a lot, and that really means a lot to me. And again, you really made us believe even beyond our expectation or beyond what we all dream about then. And you've been such, a wonderful teacher. So I really want to thank you so much for everything.
I'm happy that you still remember this. I gave it key not only to you, to Tosin too, both of you.
Yes, the Tosin. I remember you collected the key from Tosin once. I don't want to get into that now. But again, of course, he gave, the key to everybody, including Toby. Do you remember Toby?
Toby, I already said to him that you did not mention in the list my students Toby Atikai. Of course, I remember. Toby was first my student who was a winner of Muzon competition. And I remember in that time, Mrs. Katya Casey.
Yes.
She is in the boat. She met me immediately after this competition and said, Maria, what it means? So young boy, he just entered 2 months. He was your student and already we gave it to him first prize. It's not good. I said, look, if he was the best in the Muzon competition, doesn't matter. For 2 months, for 2 weeks, for 2 hours, he was my student. It's important that he was the best.
Yes.
I said, please cool yourself down. He was the best, and you had to give for him first prize. Finish.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about him. Very happy.
Yes.
What he's doing now?
He's also teaching. He's teaching. He's teaching in his, the city he lives in. He lives in Dallas now, so he's also teaching it in a conservatory there, and also doing some performance. He performed very well, and but again, so he's a teacher as well. So he teaches in a conservatory there.
In conservatory there.
Yes.
In which city? In which city?
In Dallas, Texas.
In Dallas.
Yes.
Oh my God! It's a difficult place for life.
Yes, it's a difficult place.
It's a difficult place. But I'm very happy that in Dallas he is African and they develop his career. I'm very happy because I remember I have got photo picture from Nonsa once day from WhatsApp, and he was sitting with Nigerian friends. Somebody, Ola came from Nigeria, somebody else, and some from already from Boston who was there. And I had asked him after, why you are sitting around only black people and waiter is the black, and I had asked Karen, what is this? Do you still have, she said, Maria, we still have cafe restaurants for black and for white. I said, what? Are you truth? I said, it's, in this case, I said, no, Maria, it's truth. I said, look, it's a shame. Already 21st century, United States. No, Maria, sometimes people, Afro-Americans, they prefer to go to their places to be quiet and relax. I said, oh, in this case, if I can come to United States, I will go with them. I not will go with other people. And I'm happy. You are in which city you are?
What did you say again?
In which city you are staying?
Oh, I'm in Florida.
In Florida.
Mm-hmm.
My God, do you know who now lives in Florida?
Who lives in Florida now?
Who? Who has passed to the capital of Florida? Do you know?
I don't know. You tell me.
Miss Karen Patterson. She left Ohio. She left Yellow Spring, and now she's in Florida.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, she's in Florida. You can find her. You can find her. She's
I
in
didn't know that.
Florida now. Yes, no, it's not long time. She has passed last year. But
Oh, okay.
she said, Maria, in Florida is many activities,
Yes.
a lot of rich people. I can make you here something important. In Yellow Spring, very beautiful for tourism, very nice, but very limited for my profession. And she has left. Now she is in Florida.
Well, that's interesting. That's
But
good to
how
know.
is the hot? You are still living in Toby in African climate.
Yes, it's really warm in Florida, so not as cold as some other states in the US. So I love it here, and yeah.
How many degrees now? How many degree?
How what?
How many degree now?
Oh, 3 degrees.
30.
Three. Oh, how
No,
many degrees? Oh, sorry, I thought.
degree outside. Weather. How
Oh
many
my God.
degree?
It's about 73.
How many?
73 degrees
70,
Fahrenheit, yes.
35?
73 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, Fahrenheit, I do not understand. I'm only
That should be
Celsius.
about 30, maybe 30 degree, yeah, Celsius.
Oh
Something like
my
that, yeah.
God. Oh my God. Oh, how many degree in Lagos now? What temperature in Lagos now?
I don't know.
Ayorinde.
Yes,
What
man.
weather in Lagos now?
It's around 32, 33.
Quite like in Lagos,
Yes.
Florida. Yeah, I know. Karen said to me, Maria, crocodiles can go walk in the street, even in the city, big alligators. Big alligators.
That's right. That's right. Yes. They can come to your house to you if you're not careful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now your professional question, please.
Now my what?
I'm waiting for your professional question.
Well, like I said, I don't really have any question for you, Maria. You've said, a lot of
You
things.
have no any question to me. He just switch on to watch how I'm looking. I'm looking fine.
Yes,
When
I
I
know you're
said for
looking.
Karidi how old I am, he said, what? He wrote for me, what? I said, yes, Karidi, I'm looking very young. Nobody believes that I'm already not so young.
Yes, you're looking so young. Just like, the last time I saw you. Like I said, I don't have any question for you. I think you've said a lot of things that I've listened to you, talk, all this while. And, just want to thank you. Like I said, just want to thank you for everything. So,
And I'm very
yeah.
happy that your career is developing, that you are doctor now. and you choose a very good theme for your doctorate, for your PhD. That's concert performance. It's very good because it's exactly you have been very strong about performance.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Of course, you might just need to
But
ignore.
I hope we will. It's not our last one conversation. We will.
Yes. I will get your contact from Dr. Ayorinde and
Yes,
again, give
yes.
me a call.
Now, Dr. Ayorinde have done great step. He pushed
Mm-hmm.
Maria to learn Zoom, and I am gradually. Nonsa has pushed me to have normal phone and to learn WhatsApp. Maria, buy WhatsApp. I said my son bought for me iPhone. Now everything is okay. I am learning. Dr. Ayorinde had pushed me to make it.
Thanks so much,
My
Maria.
son wrote for me how is Zoom. I said perfect. He said how is connection? Is normal? I said I wrote for him normal and very good. I'm with USA now
Thanks so
online.
much. Thanks so much, Maria. Okay, everyone, I think you just need to ignore my background for a while. So we are running up right now, but there's a question apologies for many questions we have on the chat that I will not be able to address today. I'm sure anything that has to do with piano performances, you can always come back to this recording on our YouTube page. I'm sending you the link right away. Then I'm very sure Maria has answered most of the questions around technicalities, how to become a virtuoso, performances, how to use your body, generate sound, all those things, talent, you can always come back to that on our YouTube page. So I'm dropping the link for you right away. Then I want to address a particular, not in full, but at least I just want to acknowledge I saw that message, and it's something very important to us that I think we have been discussing, and that's a question from Mr. Gani Kale, one of our big uncles who is quite, prominent on this platform. Oh, sorry, that's not for everyone. I want to send a message to everyone. Just pardon me, I'll get you right away. Yeah, so I'm going to send a message right away to everyone. So I'm sending you the link to our page so you can go there, follow the page. Then as soon as we upload this particular conversation with Maria, you can access it. Then you can, any question you have, I'm sure Maria has actually explored and answered them for today. Yeah. So the link is there. Kindly follow us. Go there. A lot of resources there, and we're going to have a lot of people. Many of them are on this page today on that same platform. So the question is about African music. I've been having a conversation with Maria, and Maria particularly in the last few years, Maria has championed the conversation around African music, particularly in Europe. Maria has given a pure recital of Ayoba Nkole's work, promoting African music in Europe. So I think that's a big deal for us also because, for the obvious reason, we need to acknowledge that. And when it comes to the discourse around indigenous African music, I don't think Maria will go contrary, because I remember clearly Maria is one of those who really, really want to explore African music. And if you notice our conversation today, one of the things she said she misses a lot about Nigeria, or the things she couldn't achieve, was the fact that she couldn't travel around Africa and Nigeria to perform. If you check the recording again, you will see we have engaged all this in the beginning. So I just want to call our attention to that particular question from one of our big uncle, Mr. Kolawole Ganikale. And again, Maria is from Russia. So she came to Nigeria, developed many people, empower. So we see our work as empowerment. As you can see, many of those who have passed through are now doctors, teachers, professors, teaching here and there across the world, both in Nigeria, across Africa, and across the world. So that is the context from which we are engaging Maria today. And if possible for me, I will bring Maria to Lagos tomorrow. That's how important Maria is for for all of us, So, and that's the context. So I just want to address that area. Mr. Ganikale, don't worry. We are going to bring you here and we are going to engage those things. I know those things you really want to explore. I understand your passion, but don't worry. We are creating a forum where we are going to really, really help you explore all this material. I hope you understand me, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. So, Maria, what's your final word for us as we go?
My final words will be, I wish you to create everything what I dream to do it when I have been in Nigeria. And I hope with a new one ambitious generation of musicians who knew me, you will find a right way and it will happen in the future. And if I will be useful to help to make this happen, I will be happy to do it. This what I can wish you, because I am sure Nigeria, in spite that many musicians gone, I am sure that you have still a lot, and you have still a lot who has been born and raised up, and you have to develop in Nigeria, and I hope it will be successful. I am very much praised for this, because you have everything for this. You have everything. You have always remember that after Russia, you are richest country in the world, naturally. In this case, you have base and resources to develop this. Just need to demonstrate for your authorities that you have possibility, ideas, and the right direction. You have right plan. You understood? And right people. Finish.
Thanks so much,
This
Maria.
what I wish for you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate you. It's been an interesting moment. Thank you so much. Definitely, we are not going to give up. We will negotiate. We'll talk to the right people. We need to bring Maria back. You see, we are going to talk to the
Yes,
right
and
people.
I hope, I spoken already with Karidi. I hope that we will have foundation in Nigeria, what we could be send people not to study for long time, for instance, to go for several months, like Karidi, to make it, we could be make it from him not only good piano teacher and good pianist, we can make from him first very good national symphony conductor.
Wow. Wow.
You
Wow. Wow.
understood? Why
Yes.
not? Karidi can be pianist and conductor. Rachmaninoff was very good composer, great conductor, and great pianist. No, Karidi is not composer, but he can be great conductor and great pianist and great teacher. And if you will temptate me to come back to Nigeria, I like to Karidi Amapeloi to be next to me as my assistant.
Wow.
Professor Maria Asseeva and assistant Professor Karidi Amapeloi.
Yes, it will happen, Maria. We are going to work it out. We are
Yes,
going to we are try.
yes,
We have all the
yes.
big boys here, all your product, all your
He
mentees, all your
likes,
students. They are
he is
here.
very talented, most talented. My student is a teacher. And he learned from me a lot. And he is still fully using my system.
Hmm.
And I like him to work with me, and I like to become him as a conductor and to find solution to make it money and to send him to learn this to take some master classes. For him no need so long time, several months there, several months in another country, and in 6 months, in 1 year maximum, he will travel during the 1 year and he will become
Wow.
perfect conductor.
Yes.
Believe me. Believe
Definitely,
me.
Maria. Thank you so much, Maria.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I am good. Definitely, I will definitely contact you. We'll carry on with our conversation.
And we can contact, and you know, Ayorinde, we can contact with another musician in Africa.
Definitely.
For instance, in internet, in Google, I find my former classmate from conservatory. He is a head of piano. He is a head of piano, top pianist of Egypt. He is
Wow.
Egyptian. Ramzi Yassa. He studied with me in conservatory, not only in the same time, in the same class with the same professor. And we
Wow.
could be invite him to give some master classes. He could be in touch to go to Egypt to perform me and my students, the best students to go there. You know, he's perfect, absolutely perfect. We have to create contacts with South Africa. You have studied in South Africa. For
Yes,
sure, you will
definitely.
find yes. Yes.
Definitely.
We have
Definitely, Maria.
not to sit secluded, you know. Not
Yeah.
to sit secluded. We have to expose ourselves
Yes. Thanks so much,
and to
Maria.
make it regular festival of Nigerian composers. Not only
Yes.
classical festival of classical music, a
Mm.
festival of Nigerian composers.
Wow. 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 Yes, we have a plan, everyone. We are going to make it happen. Yeah. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you today. Yeah. So, everyone, thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, follow us on that YouTube link. Then we are going to have the recording of this particular great session with Maria on that place. So you can go there and listen. You know, perhaps you have missed aspect of it. You can always get there and see and enjoy and listen and learn from it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Friends and colleagues, thank you so much. See you again next week as we come your way with a different package. Again, don't forget, from July 16 to July 18, we are having a special symposium dedicated to African art music. Yeah, but I'm sure,
Perfect, fine,
yeah,
perfect. I'm absolutely happy.
yeah. So we
In July,
July, yes, July 16 to 18. Yeah, you're able to join us
perfect.
online. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it's hybrid, online and in person. We're having a 3-day symposium. Like what Maria said, we are exploring African composers and African composition, African music, African scholars, but
Yes,
music, yeah, in this
yes.
case, we want to explore. We are going to have concerts, symposium, and concerts for 3 days. Yeah, but
Okay, I will record for you some African music. I will repeat some Bankole, and I have some music book of Ghanaian composers. I will learn and record some Ghanaian music.
that would be great, Maria. I think I will just reach out to you, then we can make a plan. If we can have a video of you, we can stream live from here. Yes, let's do it. So, friends
A
and
quick
Yes,
colleagues,
comment.
my
Just what
son can record, and my son can record with the phone and send to you.
okay,
With,
that's great,
in
Maria.
the same in the same hall with white grand piano where I perform.
Yes, great. Thank you so much, Maria. Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Ayamakole.
Maria, I just want
Hello. I think that's your network.
interest in
Okay.
African art music and the recordings of Ayobankole's work. And I just wanted to give a special shout out to you and say thank you for helping me preserve that recording I gave you all those years back of my father's.
Network. I think the network.
When I was moving from one location to another. So that recording
I
that you
know
had,
you said to me.
yes. So that recording that you had was the only version of it left, and for me,
Network. Adjust your position. Oh. Okay, I think we
You remember? First,
Yes.
you had recorded for me, and after, before my move, you brought for me my records of last recital and museum. You have done it. And plus, copy of the same. I have 2 copies of this, your father
Fantastic.
CD. 2
Fantastic.
copies, and
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you so
saving
much, and
them.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. See you. Bye. Thank you.